That's what it is. It's the Mike Missanelli Show. Happy Football Friday, everybody. And it is Eagles-Dallas week. Finally, it's here. Yeah, I'm such a hypocrite. After tinkling all day yesterday on the potential of a rivalry where I just totally disregarded and dismissed the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm going to do that today, too, because I don't think there's any way the Eagles can lose this game. I've tried to look at this game 100 different ways. I've tried to look at, it's home game. Dallas hasn't really been that successful. Maybe this is the game they're successful at home. Cooper Rush, he's kind of a mystery man in the Eagles. He usually plays well when he has to start. Maybe he's more of a game manager than Dak Prescott. Maybe they'll believe a little more in him. Maybe the Cowboys will stay close in this game. Can you really actually fathom that the Eagles, the way they're playing right now, could go to Dallas and lay an egg against this team that stinks? They're struggling. They got all kinds of disarray. The head coach is about to walk the plank. They've got no running backs to speak of. They only got two guys to catch the football for Cooper Rush. So I'm going, how is it possible that the Dallas Cowboys can win this game? Which means I'm looking at Dallas losing twice to the Eagles this year. Normally I go, it's a split. I can't imagine that the Cowboys could beat the Eagles even once this year. They're a bad team. They're right now a bad franchise. And so I'm ready to roar here. Eagles 7.5-point favorite. I think they win this by double digits. The gang's here. Bill Colarulo's here. Ray Dunn is here. We're going to get into some statistics on why I think this is a mismatch. Because all the statistics, Dallas statistics are all mid. There's nothing that they do that well that I go, okay, what can they do against the Eagles here? What's their strength? And I tried to extrapolate all the data last night, and I couldn't come up with anything. So let's go to Mr. Football, Mr. Touchdown, as we call him around here. Bill Colarulo.
Mr. Touchdown
USA.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Mike, normally I would say don't jinx it, but I'm right there with you.
Don't jinx it. I love it. I love you go down the same path of these idiot tweeters.
Yes, they say don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it, Mike. You're a jinx. You're Mikey Mush.
But I'm with you on this. There's no reason why this Eagles team shouldn't dominate the Dallas Cowboys. We've been saying it for a long time on this show that the Cowboys weren't going to be a good team this season. They've proven that this year. And it's not just the offense. I know everyone's going to look at Cooper Rush and say they're without Dak Prescott. Their defense is terrible. And it sets up for exactly what the Eagles have been doing well, which is running the football. You're talking about a Cowboys defense that's given up close to 150 yards on the ground a game. They're not going to be able to stop this high-powered Eagles rushing attack that's averaging 175 a game. Simply that matchup alone, the Eagles should dominate. And then you go to the Cowboys offense, and they are going to have a backup quarterback. So what usually do you try to lean on with a backup quarterback? Your running game. The Cowboys can't run the football. They're only averaging 82 yards a game. So this game really sets up as there's no reason why the Eagles shouldn't go down there, dominate this game. What I'm hoping for is they're up big in the fourth quarter, and you could rest these guys because you got a bigger matchup coming up Thursday night against Washington, short week. It'd be nice to go down to the Dallas, take care of business in the first three quarters, and then get all these guys off their feet.
Let me build a chain link fence here of statistics. The Cowboys are 29th in passer rating allowed. Last week, Jalen Hurts was at 132.3. The Cowboys' run defense, they allow 4.6 yards per carry. That's right in there. That's 18th in the league. What are the Eagles doing best right now? They're running the football. The Cowboys allow 28.1 points per game, which is 31st in the league. In the red zone, they are dead last in the league. And meanwhile, okay, can they outscore the Eagles? Their offense is 20th in the league at 21.4 points per game. And now Cooper Rush against an Eagles secondary. Again, Cooper Rush against an Eagles secondary that allows only an 82.3 rate to quarterbacks. Now, you tell me, try to wedge your way into that little chain and tell me where the Eagles could possibly lose this game.
I don't think they could possibly lose it, but to just play devil's advocate here, Micah Parsons hasn't played for the Cowboys the last 4 games, and he's trending towards playing in this game. And Micah Parsons has the ability to turn a game upside down. If he can make some plays. Now, I don't think he will, but he's going to be going up against Fred Johnson, who's the backup left tackle, who got a little bit banged up. Does he take over the game? I don't see it happening, and I think that's why it's even more important to run the football. But, if you start dropping back and Parsons is able to get pressure on Hurts and create some turnovers, that's really the only way an inferior team stays in it, is by taking it away.
Hurts was sacked 3 times last week, and the Cowboys get to him. Maybe Mike could get some pressure on him. I don't know. The Cowboys sacked Cousins a couple times last week, but I don't think Micah Parsons is going to be enough of a difference for the Cowboys. Let's look at their offense and what they could possibly do. Here are their skill players: Cooper Rush, CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah,
and now you tell me, is that enough?
And then we talk about how old the Sixers are. Look how old the Cowboys' running game is when you got Zeke and Dalvin Cook behind them. They would have been great a few years ago.
And they're finished. Both of those guys are finished. So Dowdle is the guy that they have to rely on.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to establish the run. They're not. And I'll tell you what, last night I watched that Bengals-Ravens game.
A good game, wasn't it?
Phenomenal game. But how do you not watch that game as an Eagles fan feeling better about this Eagles defense? Did you see what Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase did against that Ravens defense? And you essentially shut them down as an Eagles defense. So I know we're looking at some of the competition. Oh, well, the Eagles D, they only played Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones and Deshaun Watson. They shut down the Bengals, and the Bengals looked like a high-powered offense last night. Jamar Chase had over 200 yards receiving.
Burrow had a good game against the Eagles.
Yeah, but not anywhere near what he did last night. What did he put up against the Eagles? Let me see. I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, he had a decent game against the Eagles.
Joe Burrow against the Eagles. 222 yards passed.
Oh, really? That was it?
That was it. They only gave up 280 yards. The Eagles gave up 222 in the air and 58 on the ground to the Cincinnati Bengals, who you saw last night put up 470 yards of offense, over 420 yards in the air. Got to feel good about this Eagles D right now.
The Eagles are somehow have pulled themselves by the bootstraps out of the negativity that we surrounded them with earlier, just a few scant weeks ago. All of a sudden, now they're on a roll, and I don't expect that to end Sunday. I think they'll go to 7-2, and then we're looking at, oh my God, what is happening here? Is this really a good team? And you said it last week. You believe that this team, before they even set foot on this field Sunday, is a Super Bowl contender.
I don't understand how anyone could think otherwise. You've seen a team that's not only 6-2, that should be 7-2 after this weekend. You've seen them get better every single week. You're seeing this group ascend. You're seeing them, they're getting healthy. The offense is getting more familiar with Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is getting more familiar with his personnel. They're finding a recipe that works. But then you go to the other side. The thing that everybody had questions about coming in, which was the defense. These young guys are only going to get better. This group is only going to get better. Look at Zach Baun and what he's been able to do. I expect him to get better. Now you're seeing the Kobe Dean play well. I think that Eagles fans should be a lot more excited than they are. And I'm surprised that I haven't experienced the buzz over the last couple of weeks. We haven't been getting those type of calls. I know a lot of it is focused on the head coach, who we'll hear from later today at 11:40. But even with Nick Sirianni, whether you like him or not, you can't deny that this team's got some exceptional talent on both sides of the football. And look around the NFC, Mike. I know everyone keeps looking at the Lions. I don't think they're unbeatable. So when you say Super Bowl contender, you got to look around the NFC. Is there any team where you would say, you know what, in a playoff game, zero chance? Eagles would have zero chance. No, they could beat anybody with the weapons you have. And with Saquon Barkley now in your backfield, and you add in AJ and Devontae and Dallas Goedert, they can keep up with anybody. So I think fans should start to get excited. This is a true contender in the NFC.
I can't go that far yet.
What's holding you back?
I don't know.
What's holding you back?
I don't know. I need to see more. I've been at this too long, man, to go, they're a Super Bowl contender. All right, I need more. Right now, I'm good. Right now, they should roll this team they're playing. They're 7.5-point favorites. Somebody else is building, for crying out loud.
In a building they haven't won in 6 straight games.
Right. So I go, okay, this is, I can't think that Cooper Rush is going to beat this team right now. And then we'll just take it from there, a week at a time. But Nick Sirianni will take it today at 11:40. Big show on Football Friday. We'll have our NFL picks. We'll have Tim McManus analyze what's going to happen on Sunday and where this Eagles team is. And, of course, our 10 o'clock hour is brought to us by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, you make no down payment, no payments, and no interest for 12 full months if you call 866-90-NATION or go online to windownation.com. It is the Mike Missanelli Show, back after this.